Since we've started kicking these into gear, it's probably about half have turned into a meaningful business conversation out of just a podcast. My name is Chris Cano. I'm the Vice President of Customer Success for Upshift. Upshift is a company that, is an open market labor platform connecting people within the hospitality industry with talent looking to work. In addition to my job at Upshift, I'm also the host of the Hospitality Leaders Podcast, which is sponsored by my company. So we've only been partnering together for a few months now, but we've had a couple of very measurable results. We've had about 2 or 3 accounts already where we were getting stonewalled and not able to get into the accounts. Somebody from their organization appeared on the podcast, and all of a sudden now we're in active conversations to sign contracts, or in some cases actually being able to provide service to already. We have a couple of other accounts. One of them was funny. I didn't realize that we actually had an account with one of these individuals, and they didn't realize it either because they were both signed by people in previous regimes. So turns out we already had an agreement with them, and we actually started working with them for the first time in years since we really signed that contract initially. We have a few other ones where conversation on the podcast, discussing the industry, discussing things that are impacting the industry, actually turned into so what do you do? Oh, you're in our market, or you're coming into our market. I'd love to learn more about it. And we connect them with our sales team. And I'd say we've probably hit on about half of those already. Each week, I would say that I probably spend 2.5 to 3 hours. I do 2 shows a week. Each of those last about an hour or a little bit less. So it's really just a little bit of research time, and really Content Allies takes care of the rest of it. So very time efficient. Content Allies has been taking care of pretty much everything for me from start to finish, which is great. So we came up with a format. Content Allies has been going out and soliciting guests, which has been outstanding. So, they take care of all of that just with very little engagement on my part, which is outstanding. So I know every Thursday I've got a couple of people on my show, and I get a chance to do some research on them. But then once the show's over, really then it's all the stuff that I would have no idea how to do. So, it's producing the show, it's putting the clips together, it's putting content out there for LinkedIn. And then once that stuff's all together, it's even going as far as giving me the email I should send to my guests to make sure that, that I do it. And 1 is that I get a chance to do it. And 2, that they have some good usable stuff to be able to continue to grow organically. Content Allies even posts on my LinkedIn for me, which is something I struggle with time to do. So it's really been a start to finish great experience so far. It's helped us connect to accounts and markets that maybe we wouldn't have targeted right out of the gate, or even in a semi-mature market, because they weren't our national accounts, or they weren't direct sources to revenue. But through this podcast, we get a chance to put our name out there. We get a chance to have interesting conversations, but at the same time, we get a chance to touch some of those accounts, and they're turning into revenue where we probably wouldn't have approached them before. So definitely been beneficial. I think Content Allies has been a great partner. They fill in a lot of blanks for things that I don't know, which is great. So I really don't have to think about it. They really hold my hand, and I think I need that sometimes. And so definitely a great program.